What is up, everybody? Welcome to the Left Hand Backhand podcast. It is your boy Michael, joined as always with Lincoln. Coming back from a little bit of a extended break. The Pro Tour was over in Europe, so were we. Psych, just kidding. But we just took a little break.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah, right. My whole Instagram feed, everyone else is in Europe, so I'm glad I'm not there right now. And we can't afford to get over there, so.
Yeah, maybe not this year. Maybe our podcast budget will grow next year, and we can
We
buy
can
a
live.
disc or
Yeah,
something
we can
with
live
our
stream
podcast budget next year.
Yeah, we'll be the hosts for the European tour next year. So they'll host us
That'd be
over there
fun.
for the
That'd be
whole
fun.
summer. So yeah, we're back
Let's do it.
again with another podcast. We're gonna recap the PCS Open and the European Open. We're gonna go over some dealer's choice, have a little fun with that, talk about new discs in my bag and possibly Lincoln's, seeing if you want to add it to your bag as well, to you listeners. And we'll just round it out with a little 2-minute drill of what we're looking forward to this week coming up in our disc golf life. So we'll get it started with the PCS Open. How much coverage were you able to consume?
So the break that we were on was a little bit my fault. I went to kind of a spontaneous trip out to Oregon to go visit my parents. Also stopped in Idaho and saw my sisters, my grandparents, kind of just made it a long extended trip. So my disc golf consumption was lesser than a normal regular week, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
But I was able to catch a couple rounds before I fell asleep. I literally fell asleep watching disc golf because I was just playing golf and disc golf in Oregon, which was super fun. I got to play a few new courses, which was sweet. So I watched round one, then I watched the final round of the PCS Open, and then I did not, because I don't think we are able to, watch the European Open. Correct?
Not yet. I mean, if you paid the Disc Golf Network some extra money or you were a member, you could watch it. But yeah, I did not watch it live or anything, but the PCS Open was super fun. Paul Macbeth kind of not coming out of nowhere because he's been over there for a long time, but going into the final round down by 2 strokes and then storming back to take the victory by 5 strokes.
Yeah, 5. That was the kind of the craziest part of it, was that it wasn't like anybody was really competing with them for the last like 7-8 holes.
Yeah, I mean it didn't
like
look
Calvin
like,
almost came back.
Yeah, and it was weird because they weren't making dumb mistakes, but Paul just executed perfectly. Like every time he went 6 under on the back 9. I heard somewhere that was the hardest back 9, like scoring average wise, that the Pro Tour has faced all year.
No way, really?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Sheesh.
So I don't remember where I heard that from. One of the podcasts I listened to. I'm sure it's on Statmando, but shout out to them giving us all these awesome points.
Yeah. It was kind of interesting to see Paul in that stretch because it wasn't like he was just lights out. Like, yes, he did shoot 6 down, but it didn't feel like he was just like totally just destroying the field.
Yeah.
It was like every time people whose scores were close to him birdied, he birdied.
Yeah.
And every time he parred, they parred. So it was like he kind of just built this lead and then he just like maintained it and just executed down the stretch like old Paul Macbeth.
And that's what it kind of looked like and reminded me of like Paul of old, where he would play not necessarily perfect, but he would be on his A game and all those around him would crumble. It looked like one of those lead cards where you get those shaky legs. Oh my God, Paul is chasing me. He's close. Now he's tied. I forgot how to throw a Frisbee again. And him being calm, cool, and collected just went out and executed. So it was kind of really cool to see. that side of him again, for sure.
Yeah, yeah, totally.
And unfortunately, it didn't quite the whole. I know Trevor and Hunter like to talk about momentum, and Brody disagrees that momentum is a thing in disc golf, but I now have to agree with Brody of going into the European Open, you would have thought, who is stopping Paul Macbeth? He wins by 5. He's been over there for 6 months, 6 weeks, just like playing well when the Americans come over. Goes out first round, shoots really well. I think he was 2 or 3 off the lead. But then that second round just fell flat. I don't know if that's when he got his injury, which caused him to DNF in the end. But
Yeah,
yeah,
they from what I'm going off of what Foundation said, he injured his shoulder going back out after a round and throwing on a hole that he wanted to better execute
yeah,
for the next day's round, and that was after round 2, apparently.
yeah,
So I guess he must have tweaked it, and I don't know if he just was like, "Yeah, I'm far enough out of it, and
yeah,
it's win or go home for me at all times, so I don't really care." Like,
yeah.
I wonder if that was kind of his thought process. But uh, I guess coming back to your first point, momentum in disc golf. You don't think it's real, or did you think it's real, and maybe this is just evidence of it not being real?
I thought it was like I was more on the camp of it is real, but I think it's to a lesser degree now than what I thought. Um, I just think
Because I think the disc golf field is too strong that you can't
yes,
just have momentum carry you. You
yes,
have to be on your A game, just like Paul was at the PCS Open.
yeah,
I think momentum plays a huge role in putting, though,
yeah,
because you can get on putting hot streaks,
yeah,
obviously,
yeah,
but also like if you just go into a round or a tournament feeling like I'm making everything from 50 and in, like that's just a mental state, and if you keep that going, that to me is momentum.
yeah,
Because obviously there's not anything that a competitor can do against you, right? It's not like in soccer
yeah. You
where
don't have
your team is on
defense.
a
Yeah,
roll, yeah, and their game plan just stunts you.
yeah,
That doesn't happen in
yeah,
golf.
yeah,
So I don't know.
yeah.
It's not a science, so we can't definitively say one way or another. But I
No,
think momentum does have a role in terms of just your mental aspect,
for sure.
and putting is 75% mental, if not more.
Yeah,
So that's just my thoughts.
yeah. I just yeah, like it is an individual sport. I think it's a lot closer to like golf, and you see these golfers, you don't see the same 5 people at the top of the leaderboard on the PGA Tour. Anyway, there
Hmm.
there are some of the big names that are closer and are vying for wins, but
More consistent.
more consistently, but they are not always the same 4 people, Calvin, Gannon, like Ricky, and used to be Paul, always at the top. Um, so
Yeah.
I think just like the PGA Tour, the PDGA Pro Tour has expanded, and there are now you do have to come in and you have to play an A plus graded tournament from start to finish. You can't have any let
Yeah.
offs. You can't have many, if any, bad rounds or blow up holes, which we can talk about blow up holes in a second. Um,
Yes.
but yeah, you definitely it's less momentum because there are so many more people who can come out and compete week in and week out.
Yeah.
So even if you are riding a high, feeling good, if all of a sudden you're bringing your B plus game, there's 10 people that are bringing their A game that next tournament, that next round. So
Yeah. Paul and Ricky 5 years ago or 6 years ago, or whatever it was, when
yeah,
it was just them back and forth and back and forth, the two of them could show up with their B game and compete with somebody else's A game. that the
Yes.
field is just too strong,
Yep.
which segue into the European Open. Corey Ellis, a player who was finishing really strong at the end of last year,
Yeah.
kind of not popping up as much as I expected to see him this year.
Yeah. I
But
don't
he
think he's.
freaking comes and takes it down,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah. I don't think he's done. I'm gonna look it up right now. But yeah, you keep talking. But yeah, he has not. Coming off of last year, you expected him to be more talked about. Um,
Yeah. Well, he
this
almost won
year,
the MVP Open last year until he choked it on 18 and let Simon
yes.
take the win. Or
Yeah.
I feel like Simon didn't win it. I feel like Simon was gifted the MVP Open last year, which foreshadowing to his MVP change a little bit. I thought
Yeah.
that was kind of some poetic irony. Uh, but he finished well there. I want to say it was D-Glow that
Yep.
he and Calvin Klein were back and forth on. So he had
I think it was
two,
Calvin.
or sorry, Kyle
It,
Klein. Did I say Calvin Klein?
no, but I think for D-Glow, wasn't it Corey and Calvin, not Kyle?
I think it was Kyle. I think Kyle won it, unless
I'll
that was two
look.
years ago. But either way, he was still battling and competing at Elite Series events, at uh, you know, bigger A tiers.
Yeah.
And you saw his name popping up as the season grew on.
Yep.
And friggin' props to him. He won a
Yeah.
major. Like
Yeah.
that's so cool.
Yeah. I mean, talk about like your first kind of well, it was his first win on the Pro Tour Elite and major. Like having it be a major is
Yeah.
kind of awesome.
Yeah. I mean,
So
Ricky hasn't won a major since 2015 or something like that. Like
17. His
17.
world at
Which is,
2017.
yeah, for Ricky, that's a long time. For anybody else, yeah, that they're
Yeah,
just
you're happy to get one.
blessed to be.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
Um, but yeah, do you want to? Again, we haven't watched this, so
Yeah.
when tournament coverage does come out for us, we will obviously have our own eyes. But based on story that we've heard and based on following the tournament live, do you want to walk us through what happened with good old Anthony Barella and his
Sure.
caddy Paul Macbeth?
I watched like not live, but I watched the Pro Tour highlight.
Highlights?
Yes,
Yeah.
and it's a par four, and there's a small
It's one of the
island.
most famous courses in Europe.
Yes, there's a small island, big landing zone for the drive, and then you have to go over out of bounds and land in the island. And
Hay bales, right? Around the
there's hay
bottom of it?
bales and then a road behind. It's kind of like it's not uphill, but you're looking at the
It's on
green.
a slight incline.
Yeah, it's on a
Yeah.
slope.
And the landing zone, correct me if I'm wrong, you can have your second shot be a lot shorter if you kind of, get to a smaller area of the landing zone, but you bring OB into play. Whereas you can play to a safer landing zone if you play further away, right?
Yeah, so it's kind of like an L shape. Oh,
That's me.
You can do so after your big drive, you can do a second like 120-foot shot to only have 130, 200 feet into the green. So you don't have to go for it. You can put yourself closer to that island. But the rule here is if you miss the island green, it's not an extra stroke and you don't advance.
Just so weird.
It is so weird.
That's so weird.
I love it. Like, I just think of like
it doesn't make sense. I'm actually kind of fine with it because I think it's kind of a fun rule because it makes people get a little more aggressive with it, but it doesn't make sense.
I know it didn't make sense in my head because he threw 5 shots to get onto the green. He missed it 5 times. I think he got it on his 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, putt in for 8. So he
Yeah.
six shots. Um, so yeah, it's a really weird, unique hole. Um,
Yeah, he
first,
missed it 5 times.
yes, yeah, made it
His
on the
drive missed it 5 times, made it on the seventh, tapped in for his eighth.
yes, yep,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's insane. And he had a 1 stroke lead going into that hole.
I think it might have been two. I'm not
This is
entirely sure.
hole 16 coming down the
Hole
stretch, man.
16. Like this is it.
The major.
He puts it in on the first, second, maybe even that third time, and makes his that putt. He has a chance. Obviously, like
Yeah,
if he
it could go to a playoff. He could win it.
yes,
Circumstances completely change going down the stretch.
yes. Um, and he goes and gets the snowman 8. Coriolis had a little bit of a better drive and takes full advantage, gets onto the green
Just
in one,
watched him do it.
in front of you. Like there's talk about like seizing your moment.
How many more feet in front of AB was he?
50, 40, 50. Like not
Okay,
significant,
so he's a
but
little ways in
like
front.
yeah, like he was in front. He watched him do it, and like talk
Just
about smelling blood in the water and taking full advantage
oh,
of it.
and also feeling bad at the same time because you're like, man, like I wanted a chance to take this, and I almost feel like it's just being given to me now.
Yes. Yeah.
Crazy.
I mean, for my
I
first
don't
pro
know.
tour win, I'm
I'd
not
feel
gonna
a little
care.
melancholy. I'd same. I would take it, but I'd feel a little bit of like melancholy, like dang,
Yeah.
especially a team member
Yeah.
because they're both on the Discraft Elite team
Yeah.
or whatever it's called.
But that's what I mean. Disc golf is a very individual sport, and
It is.
you gotta execute. And Corey did. Anthony squandered it. And AB has had an amazing year so far. Um, he maybe deserved to win that one, but I know it's not going to be his last chance. He's still so young, so good. He'll be back in no time.
I'd be willing to put a hefty wager that he will not make that mistake again.
No, no. So yeah, it was awesome.
uh,
Um, a lot closer and more exciting finish in the MPO division than the FPO, but
Dad, comment, man.
the
We sound like broken records.
yeah, the sheer dominance from Kristen Tatar, like going in, it's always unknown, but then after those first like 2 rounds and getting herself the lead that much, it just is like I just want her to keep like crushing and crushing and crushing and just because who's going to step up? Who is going to step up? Who is able to challenge her? And it doesn't look like anyone.
So
She's
to
going
give context and the full
yeah
story, Kristen Tatar won wire to wire, and second place was 20 strokes
16,
behind her.
16 strokes.
Yeah, in a 4 round tournament, and she took her foot off the gas after round 2. Just didn't care. She was like, "Yep, I won. Like, I'll just go play for par." She
Yeah.
won a disc golf major after round 1, pretty much.
Nearly. She had a 4 stroke
Like,
lead
like she
after round one. And then I don't know. I can't do the math after round two, but was far ahead. Was far
Yeah,
ahead.
it was halfway into round 2 that she had like a 10 stroke lead and was just like, okay, I'm just gonna coast.
Yeah. And still ended up shooting
So
the
she won
hot
a major,
round
no big deal.
day three and four.
Yeah, she shot
So
even par and shot a hot round. It's ridiculous.
yeah. She's
Jeez,
really
just the
good.
dominance.
Yeah. I hope she goes for the sweep. I hope
Yes.
someone else in the thing is like there's nothing that she does that is by and large, like greater than anyone else in the FPO division. Like she's not throwing it 520 feet. She's not making every putt inside circle two. She is
She's
not
not
throwing
young
her
and crazy athletic.
yeah, she's not throwing her forehands like extremely far, but like what she has the most complete,
She
well-rounded
still misses
game.
putts.
Yes, but no one else can capitalize right now.
No,
The
she has the clutch gene in her.
yes, she also has the like the it's not the scare factor, but the just like when she is there, everyone else is just fighting for second. Like the Tiger Woods effect. It's like when
Yeah,
she is there,
uh,
eh,
the dominance factor.
yes, like they're just happy to get second. Like that's a win to them. And it's just like, just go out there. I don't know. It's crazy. It's impressive. It's so
It's
fun to watch.
crazy. Yeah,
Um, for sure. So
yeah. Like
she's awesome and killing it.
if she keeps this up, will I mean she if she really focused on the other tournaments that she lost this year, which I feel like it would be hard to actually focus on every single tournament like that. Whereas this
Yeah.
is a major, so she did
Yeah.
focus up
Yeah.
kind of thing. But if she did focus on every tournament, I'm sure she could win every single one handily.
Yeah.
And at the same time, it's like it's not even fun as a viewer a little bit because you're like, well, it's not going to be much of a competition because she's going to win. But at the same time, it's like,
I want to
heck
see
yeah,
pure
like I want to see
dominance.
her win it
Yeah.
all.
Yeah.
I want to see the dominance. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's kind of weird from a viewer's perspective.
Yeah. No, it's I mean
But
if you're a
I don't
Kristen
know.
Tatar fan, it's a great year for you. It's been a good few years for you. And if you're not, it's um it's a tough road for you because your person is not going to be winning or getting close, it seems like. In a major at least.
Seriously, it's crazy.
Cool.
It's crazy. Anything else to add on the last 2 weeks in Europe?
No, I mean it looked like fun golf. The crowds looked amazing. Um and it's hard for me to see like the whole, oh, why can't the pro tour here like attract as many people as they do? Um, and I don't know if I believe it's the only time that they are over there is why it is busy because they're only in Portland once. They're only in Emporia, Kansas once. Like they're only in pockets of
Mm-hmm.
our country like once throughout the year.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that, but in my head, one of the arguments that I have is Europe is so much easier to travel in between. Like the sheer
Mm-hmm.
size of the United States, like to get to Emporia, Kansas, there's Kansas City is the closest big city. It's what 2 hours away, two and a half, maybe an hour. Like there's nothing close.
Emporia from
Yeah,
KC.
yeah,
It's like an hour and 15.
yeah. Like I just feel like there's the Pro Tour has started doing it this year, especially with like the Austin Open. They're going to find Portland Open. They're finding venues and courses in bigger cities to draw bigger crowds. Um, and I wish they would kind of lower the price to just get
More bodies in.
more feet on the ground. Like if you do
Yeah.
$5 to $10 a head and children under 16 free, I guarantee you're going to get a lot more foot traffic on your courses and tournaments than charging 20, 30 or more. Have more
Yeah.
VIP like access, whatever. Like have people pay for the different levels of accessibility at these courses, but we need to just get more people before we think that our product is worth as much as it is, I feel like.
Yeah. I think we're also just holistically looking at the growing pains of a younger sport and figuring out, the actual money that can go into it.
Yeah.
This is a bit of a hunch, as in I don't have statistics or any documented data to support this. But in my mind, I feel like they've been having this exact tournament in Europe at this course, the Beast, right?
Hmm.
They've been having this tournament for the last 7, 8 years.
Easy. Yeah. Minus the
Something
2020 year,
along
but yeah.
those lines.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they've had this tournament going on for a while. They've been able to cater the grounds to it. They've especially where it's located in Finland is a disc golf mecca.
Yeah.
Like people over there are way more into the sport per capita.
For sure.
So I feel like just having that as a background to it helps say, hey, this event is worth traveling to. Whether you're 30 minutes, 2 hours, maybe even 6 hours. Say, like if I lived 6 hours away from there and I had the ability to go, I would totally do it.
Yeah.
Because I know that event is going to handle it.
Yeah.
Whereas in many of the tournaments here in the States, it's like the tournament's so young itself that like USDGC is the best attended tournament by far.
Yeah.
It's also the longest standing tournament in the US.
Yeah.
So I think as we develop these courses and tournaments and build a little bit more history, for instance, the Preserve. If the Preserve continues on the trajectory that it's going on, I think more and more people within Michigan, Wisconsin, all those areas will go to the Preserve because it'll be such a good event to go to because there will be concessions, there will be, designated areas for spectators to be. Whereas, like for me, I'm in Colorado. There's not even the closest one is in Emporia, and I have to drive
6-7
hours
away. Yeah.
to Emporia.
Yeah.
Like, I could do that, but also that's kind of too far. Whereas, like, if it were like 2.5 hours away, I'd probably do that.
Yeah.
So, like you said, kind of getting these two more
bigger cities. Yeah. Yeah. We're just more densely populated areas is what is necessary.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So cool. Yeah. Europe was fun. Glad they're coming home and excited to see some golf. Is the next course the one that we played or no? No,
Eagle?
it's not. It's not. That's not next.
We'll have to double check the schedule. We'll do a preview show for the next one, hopefully. Yeah. As things we're in our summer phase too, so we're kind of irregular in our schedule, but we'll hopefully get more consistent for you.
Yeah. Dealer's choice. Do you want to lead or do you want me to go first?
I will ask what's the word I'm looking for? A preceding question.
Okay.
Because I can't remember if I've asked this. Did we do burger toppings?
No. The only ranking we did was like 4th of July was what I remember, and candy a while ago. But
okay, cool. Just want to double check. Because I recently did a burger toppings draft with a couple buddies just talking about burger toppings.
Yeah.
And I think it's a great piece of discussion. So with that piece of information, do you want to go first or should we do the burger toppings draft?
Let's do burger first and then go into mine.
Okay.
Cool.
I'm going to flip Tony. Okay. Heads is you. Tails is me.
Cool. Tony's me.
Heads.
Cool.
You're first.
Actually,
and we'll just do 1-on-1. We're not doing snake.
Not snake. Okay. I'll go first then. I'm going to go with
this is condiments. This is actual topping items. And
this is not including
it's taken, it's gone.
This is not including the patty. That's already kind of a given, right? This is what else? Okay, because that would have been my first choice for a burger. You need that,
and we're not necessarily building this exact burger right now, so it's not like you have to build this perfect burger.
Yeah.
But it's like if you get your choice, what are you putting on your burger?
Cool. Mine is going to be number one draft pick is bacon.
And that is a good pick.
Yeah. I mean, obviously you can have
If not the best pick, it might be the 101.
it.
Like
It's hard.
outstanding.
It's hard to pass it. Obviously, you can have a burger without bacon, but it's kind of hard
It's
not to.
anybody who claims they're vegetarian or vegan or whatever. Anybody who claims that they are those things, guaranteed they love bacon.
Yeah,
And if they say they don't, they're a dead liar.
for sure.
You can't hand them a plate of sizzling bacon, have the smell come into the room, and have them not go, mm. Like it's impossible.
Yeah, it's a good. It is
Uh,
good. It just every meal it works. Breakfast, lunch, dinner. It goes on everything.
Snack.
So yeah.
Yep. It's one of my 4.5-year-old's favorite foods is bacon.
Nice.
So because I'm scared of it being taken, I will go with lettuce because I love crisp,
Hmm,
cold lettuce on a burger.
nice. That's a good one. Um, I'm gonna go with. This is kind of lame. Just ketchup. Everyone puts
That's
ketchup.
lame. You
I
can do
know it is.
better.
Okay, I'll do better. I'll do better. I'm
I,
gonna
I
do.
wouldn't I wouldn't have taken it. No.
Um.
That's your pick. You
Okay,
took
that's
it.
fine. Ketchup's my pick. I won't give you details on
Because
my next one.
I wouldn't have taken it. So
Yeah,
you could have had it till the last pick.
I just know
Um,
so many people.
yeah, I mean it's kind of the generic staple,
Yeah.
right? But um, I'm gonna go with mayo.
Okay. It's funny. My favorite
If
burger
you
has mayonnaise on it. So
if you go mayo, you can toast it with the mayo on it too,
yep,
and
yep,
it's delicious.
yep, yep. Um, second choice or third pick is going to be this is kind of a two-part avocado slash guacamole. They're of the same family, so
Sure.
I'm taking both.
It's
Avocado
the same thing.
guacamole.
One's just smashed.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's
Oh,
nothing
that's
better
fine. You
than
could have taken that in the last pick as well because I don't like avocado.
yeah.
I'm strange for it, and I've
No,
tried,
it's fine.
but that's okay.
It's a Cali style. Every time you go to a restaurant and you look at a burger, if something has California in it, it just means it has avocado on it. It anytime.
Right.
It's weird.
Yep. Okay, for my third pick, I'm gonna go with pickles.
Oh, see, I would never. I don't like pickles on my burger.
I love pickles, just like
Yeah,
dill pickle seeds.
yeah,
The big long spears.
yeah.
Didn't
I
want to
like
try to
it. It's
have
so
anything
here's my
sound weird
thing.
there,
Yeah,
but liking them sliced up. Bunch of pickles on my burger.
I like pickles when they are the little spear or a whole pickle. Um, when they're cold.
Just not on a burger.
But I do not like a cold pickle that is slightly warmed up from my warm burger. Just something about it just is like warm dill is just doesn't rub me the right way.
That's
Um,
fine.
fourth
Okay,
pick.
so you've got bacon, ketchup, and avocado,
Yep,
and your fourth pick
is going to
is
be onions.
God, jeez, dude, you are building a burger that I just don't care for at all.
I'm
That's
building I'm
hilarious.
building the Robin guacamole bacon burger. Okay, that's all I need in my life.
Speaking of which, we did go to Red Robin twice while we were at USAM's.
Did
Shout
you
out
know
to Red
that?
Robin's or
Yeah.
Red Robin. It was delicious
Did
both
you know that
times.
I went to Red Robin the night before I flew out too?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
So
I did.
3 nights
Which
in a
thank you for
row.
buying my burger.
Yeah, I think I got it for free with my dad's royalty card,
You
which I
did,
knew
and
I
then my
knew I
mom bought
had.
our meal the next day.
Yeah,
So
which I knew I had that because I went the day before, and so yeah, my family
yeah,
has gotten lots of free burgers. Well, free. We've paid for 9 and got the 10th free numerous times from Red Robin. So
sure,
sign up for your
sure.
Red Robin royalty burger card, and you get a free birthday burger. So yeah, shout out Red
Which
Robin.
I didn't get my birthday burger this year.
Yeah. Well, You have to
I was
have
disappointed.
your number and or email like signed up for it, which you probably do, but like
Yeah, I
you
did.
get you
You
get
just
an
didn't give it to me.
email for it.
Yeah, I didn't get it.
Check your spam folder.
Anyways, uh, yeah, I probably should do that every once in a while. Okay, so my fourth pick, which really could be my first pick, but I took the other things because I was scared you were going to take them,
Mm-mm.
is barbecue sauce.
Mm-hmm. That's
So
classic.
I
That's
love
classic.
barbecue sauce.
My burger, I go like when I make them at home, I go ketchup on the top, barbecue sauce on the bottom. I don't know why. That's just
Nice.
how I've done it. So, um,
I could go another three extra rounds after our fifth. Do you want to stop at five or do you want to keep going?
we can go a few
Just do a
extra. We
little
can go a
rapid
few.
fire
Yeah,
back and forth.
we can go a few extra. My last
Okay,
pick
so your fifth pick.
is going to be a fried egg.
Oh, dude. Oh, I'm such an idiot.
Yeah, that's a good one, huh?
So nice. Oh, thanks, Siri. Siri just said that's not nice for
Yeah,
calling myself an idiot. Uh, dude, a fried egg on a burger makes it three times as good
yeah.
instantly. Doesn't matter
There,
what else you have on it. It's
I
so
forget.
good. Ah, I'm such
Yeah,
an
after all my home soccer games in college, my parents would be waiting for me out in the car, and we'd go to this restaurant, and I would have a Fabergé egg burger every single time I went there, and it was so good, and I loved it. So yeah,
dude.
that's mine. That's
I
mine.
had ramen for dinner,
Nice. Do you add
so
egg to it?
everything
Have you
sounds.
heard that?
Yeah, I made ramen for my daughters,
Nice. I
because
love
they are
ramen.
randomly into ramen right now.
That
It's,
stuff's
I
so
mean,
good.
if you work it up, it can be good. But like, I just had plain ramen, so like
No,
talking about these burgers, I'm like, oof,
I
I
slurp that
could.
stuff out of the cup on the daily. Not actually, but I could.
Okay, well, for my fifth pick, I'm very disappointed that I didn't have egg in the on the top of my mind. For my fifth pick, and this is a somewhat new addition to my burger menu,
Hmm.
Chick-fil-A sauce.
Oh, the stuff's fire. Yep.
Dude, the combination of mayo, barbecue sauce, and Chick-fil-A sauce, I had it literally last week in
Yeah.
Oregon. Fantastic.
I
New
feel like
favorite burger.
Chick-fil-A sauce it's obviously not the same, but like it kind of is barbecue with mayonnaise. Like
Yeah,
the
it's a mix
coloring is
of
kind of isn't it Thousand
it's
Island
got a
and
bunch of
mayo or
different
something? Yeah.
I can't remember. It's got
Yeah.
other sauces in it. I know the cane sauce has more like detailed out sauce that makes up cane sauce, but
Yeah.
uh,
Yeah.
I made that the other week and it
Yeah.
was fantastic.
It's
So
good. It's good.
yeah,
Um
three more picks or
yeah,
two
three's
more
good.
picks.
Three's good.
Okay.
I could think of
All
three.
right. You're sixth.
Um I'm gonna be specific with my cheese because I like it, but I'm gonna do uh pepper jack cheese. I like a little spice on
Okay.
on my burger.
If if I liked pepper jack cheese, I would be right there with you. But
Yeah.
I don't like pepper jack cheese. Actually, I don't even really love cheese.
Yeah.
So if I have the choice between a hamburger and a cheeseburger, I'm going to take a hamburger just because I don't need the cheese. But of
Hmm.
course, cheese enhances.
For sure.
For my sixth pick, I'm going to take tomatoes.
Yeah, that's a good
Nice
one.
crisp tomato. When you get a good summer tomato, it's like you could eat it like candy
Yeah.
almost. You know,
I never put them on the burgers that I make because
because
like
I never buy tomatoes.
well, we buy tomatoes a lot, but
Oh,
like
good
I
for
don't
you.
want to just put like one or two slices on there and then like what do I do with the other three-quarters of my giant tomato? Like I'm not just gonna eat it like an apple.
Well, here's what you do:
So
you cut it up and you give it to the baby boy.
he does love tomatoes. He eats them all day long.
My daughters love tomatoes, so that's what when Paisley was a baby, that's what we would do. We'd
Yeah.
cut up tomatoes and give her the pieces we didn't, like we'd cut up our slices for
Yeah, that what you
our burger
use.
or whatever it was that we were doing, and then the other pieces, you dice them up and give her
Yeah,
diced tomatoes.
that's fun. Next pick gonna be jalapenos.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, spice up your life. Pepper jacks,
Yeah.
jalapenos, anything spicy. I'll take it.
I'm imagining your burger now, and it started out like so basic, and now you got egg and pepper jack cheese and jalapeno. Even though we're not
Yeah,
building it as one burger, it's just
yeah,
like
yeah. It's getting up
I'd be
there.
tempted to go build it right now though.
Yeah.
Okay, for my seventh pick, two more to go. I'm gonna go butter,
Hmm. Yeah.
as
Butter that
in
bun.
you butter your bun and then you toast it,
Yeah.
put it on the grill. I mean, you could butter anything, and butter makes it better.
Yeah. I don't know.
You could
This
butter
isn't.
me up.
I know. I'm gonna just take it because I want it, and when a burger is on this, it's so much better. But I'm gonna take a brioche bun
Hmm.
because they're just so much better than a standard hamburger bun. My wife's in here laughing at me.
Getting a weird look.
She's like, "What are you
I
guys talking about?"
thought this was a disc golf podcast.
Yeah, we can talk about whatever we want on this disc golf podcast.
That's true. That's
She
true.
said
It's
she said
good.
that's
It's good
embarrassing.
stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah,
just
that's okay.
a brioche bun is light, buttery. When you toast it right, it just is like hits the spot.
Hmm.
It's good.
Well, funny enough, for my final pick, I was going that same vein, and I'm going to go with the pretzel bun.
Ooh, nice. That's a good one.
Dude, I love a nice salty pretzel bun.
Yeah.
Mm.
Trader Joe's used to have
I eat
the little
pretzel rolls just for fun.
yeah, we used to have a little pretzel roll bun and I'd make pulled pork sandwiches out of it all day long.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
So sad. So
Catch
sad
me
it's
on
gone.
that, dude. That's so good.
Yeah. So all
Yeah,
right.
Costco every once in a while does the big bag of pretzel buns.
Yeah.
Those are good.
I just it's hard for me to eat 20 of them without feeling guilty.
No. Yeah, that's
So
fair. Well, comment below what your ultimate burger is.
yeah.
Whether you know build out the perfect burger yourself or just your favorite toppings, let us know.
Yeah. Or if we missed any toppings that you're like, how could you forget X, Y, and Z? They are
Yeah, I feel like
the
there's got to be
superior toppings.
something that we're just blatantly
I'm
missing.
sure there is. I'm sure there always is. So all
Yeah.
right. Dealer's choice. So I found out that a new 18-hole course got put in kind of close to me. So
No way.
there's an existing 9-hole course
The
in
golf
kind of
course?
no, not the golf course. It's about
Oh,
10 miles away. No, not 10 miles. I rode my bike there with my dog. About 6 miles away. Takes about 20 minutes to drive there. Weird how time works like that. But
California.
yeah, kind of an unused area under some power lines. There's some
Okay.
grass. They had 9 holes. I've played there numerous times. Um, the power lines continue, obviously, because they don't just like pop up in the middle of nowhere. And they added
That's weird.
18 holes on these undulated hills to go play. So I went out with my dog. Um,
So they added an extra nine or they added an extra
18,
18.
18, so 27
So it's
holes.
now 27.
27 holes. Yay, Orange County. Like,
Way to go, California.
yeah. But I will say, like, it's a very raw course and it's
Yeah.
still very like putter friendly. Like all I brought was like harpoons and down in my bag. There
Sure.
were there's 3 holes over 300 feet. One of them was, they said 430, but I don't think it was like, it was far, but it didn't look full 430 far.
Gotcha.
But
Yeah.
whatever it is. Yeah. But it was really fun. It was cool. But while I was there, I found 2 discs, and
Whoa.
I'm gonna give you clues as to
Yes.
I'm gonna try to give you clues as to what they are. Um, so turn the phone around so you can't see. I'm gonna show everyone that is watching. So everyone that's watching, these are the discs that I found. Okay. Um, and we'll go from there. All right, we're good.
Okay. Are you giving me clues or am I guessing?
Um, I'll give you one clue. I'll give you one clue at a time. We'll just go one
Okay.
disc and then one disc. Um, and then we'll
Kind
go
of like
from
we did
there.
a couple weeks ago.
Yes, yes. Um,
Cool, cool.
first clue is Innova. And I'm gonna try to be as vague as possible, but like get like step by step get you closer. So kind of
Yeah.
being as vague as possible first. Innova.
Yep. I'm gonna guess plastic and disc on each.
Okay. Okay.
I'm gonna go Star Sidewinder.
Ooh, no. Um, we're gonna go. I'm just gonna say fairway driver. I can't.
Uh,
I can't give you. I
Champ
can, the next clue you'll get it, but
Champion Leopard 3.
ooh, not quite. Third guess is 6 speed.
DX Leopard. Let's go.
DX11, of course.
Three
Every
guesses.
this is. I remember I had one of these. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's orange, but there are probably so many of these DX leopards out in the wild, um,
In the water, stuck in
everywhere. I'm sure
trees,
they
in
float.
bushes that haven't been
Shouldn't be in that
trimmed
many
back
water,
in
but
years.
I I I would love to know the statistic on how many players that was their first one of their first discs that they picked up. It
I would
has.
actually rather know the statistic on how many players have never owned a DX Leopard.
I mean, I'm sure those would be synonymous with each other. No,
Yeah, but like you assume that everybody has. So in my mind, it's like
who
probably only
hasn't?
10% have not. Yeah.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
like you're considered rare if you have not had a DX
Exactly.
Leopard.
Yeah. For sure.
In
For sure.
fact, I still have my OG DX Leopard.
Yeah. That's awesome. I don't have mine. I think I tossed it and left it somewhere, and I didn't want it anymore. I upgraded to
I,
the Explorer, and
it
I was
just
not looking back.
oh okay. Number two.
Yeah. Hmm. I'm trying not to, I'm trying to find a you can look. I'm not showing people. They know what it is. But yeah.
Here, how about I do? I'll guess on these ones.
What do you mean you'll guess?
Like I'll make guesses and you say yes or no. Like 21 questions.
Oh, okay, okay. Yeah, you can do that. Yeah.
Okay, mid range
No. Do I have to tell you
putter,
no.
fairway driver,
Correct.
Innova manufactured,
No.
Latitude 64 manufactured,
No.
Discraft manufactured.
No.
Holy cow! Uh, is it understable?
No.
Is it? Sheesh.
I know.
Trying to think
It's
of Is it? Is it made in the USA?
no.
Oh, is it made in China?
No.
What?
I don't think so.
Huh.
Pretty
I
sure.
cannot think
I'm pretty sure it is made where the European Open was.
in Finland.
I'm pretty sure. I'm like 74% positive it's made there.
Well, okay, so it's not latitude, it's not west side, it's not DD, not Casta. I cannot think of a manufacturer right now.
Yeah, I am correct. It is from Finland. Um, it's a newer company, kind of
Oh, is it Clash?
correct.
Is it a cookie? Yes.
I got a cookie. I
Dude,
just
I
stumbled upon it.
do you love the way it feels?
It's different. It's so rounded. It's
It
so
is, and
rounded.
it's still stable, but it's
It is
deeper than a
stable.
Brazos.
It's deeper. Yep.
It's
Um,
it's like it's like an instinct, but a little bit more rounded, and I love the way that it feels.
in my head, this is what I think a six speed should feel like.
Interesting.
Like
Huh.
a six speed should not be pointy, even if it has a smaller like diameter rim. Like this is what a six speed should be like, not qualified as, but like this is what it should be. And then the seven speed has
Interesting.
more beveled of an edge. But no, I threw it today.
Just because it's so rounded.
Yeah, I threw it today, and like
Yeah,
you said, it
that's sweet.
it is still pretty stable. I liked it. So yeah, no names on
Yeah,
those, but if you played at the Ladera Ranch disc golf course and you lost your Cookie or DX Leopard on hole 17, um, find us on Instagram at left hand underscore backhand, and I will get it back to you. Is that our handle?
and
I don't
if
even
some
know, but
like something like that, you can just
yeah.
search it. I mean, if you follow the pod, I'm sure you follow the Instagram channel. But if somebody has gotten this far in this podcast and that was one of their discs that they lost there, and they contact you to get it returned,
I'll give you like
I
10 other
will
discs. I don't even care.
I will personally add five more to that return.
For sure.
But we need proof of evidence that it was actually your disc,
Yes. Yep.
as in a picture of what you had before.
Yeah. So
You know, like when you're at the store and you find a cool disc and you send a picture to your buddy and say, "Yo, I just bought this disc" or something like
yeah.
that. Like
Yep.
we need that type of evidence.
Yes. It'll be there. Someone will confess. So all right.
Well, that's a good transition for in the bag because you
Yeah.
just tested a new disc that you found.
Cookie.
There is a specific new disc that you
You
have
wanted to
thrown
know.
from our Lone Star lineup that
Yes.
I've not thrown yet.
Yeah.
That there was just a Facebook post on
Did you see that?
for input on flight numbers.
Yeah.
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 I haven't thrown it, but I voted based on what you said. But I would love for you to give us a little more info on your experience with the new Artemis.
Yes. So I have the Artemis in the Alpha and Delta. I don't know if it's one or two. I think it's Delta
Is
one.
it stiffer
I think so. I think I purposely got that.
than Delta 2?
Okay. Then it's Delta 2. Plastic, and it is super comfortable in the hand. It feels just like a zone. Like it feels like one, but it does not
That's
quite fly
so
like one.
weird.
It does not quite fly like one. It's weird. The D2 one is nice and flat. Um, I think it flies exactly like a beat in um like Jawbreaker zone. Like it feels like one, it looks like one, it throws
Ah,
just like one. It's not like a really beat in Jawbreaker zone, but it's torque resistant straight disc. It's not gonna be like
yeah.
super dumpy. So like it has the like integrity of an overstable mold, but in that baseline plastic keeps it straighter. So I actually really like it. It's super comfortable. Um, Not currently in the bag, but I could see it maybe kicking out the copperhead. But I like this. I like a slower speed for my just like 90
Yeah.
to
Plus the copperheads are
150.
caltrop.
Yeah, I like a slower speed disc for those shorter approaches. But I could definitely get
Yeah.
used to it. It could be like if I have, it could be like a tick straighter harpoon. So I could go like harpoon, that disc, and then a dune, the Artemis, and then dune. If I want like different tiers, kind of in that mid
Mm.
range slot. Um, but it's okay. I like the D1 good. It feels really good. It feels great. The Alpha, mine has a little bit of that like
Dome.
dome in the middle of it. It's not quite pop top, and I threw it on a hole, and it was with a forehand. And I went to just like I didn't throw it super hard, but I definitely like gave it any off axis torque. Didn't like go straight
Yeah.
hyzer with it, and it turned over and it stayed turned over the entire time, and then just like panned flat, but it didn't like come back. So for my flight numbers,
Wow.
I gave it a 4.4 -1.2
Okay.
because that's kind of what it was. Like when you throw it off axis, it gets a lot of turn, but will kind of like self correct at the end. It's not a roller disc. It's not that.
But only at the end it'll correct itself.
Only at the end it'll correct. So like you can get a lot of like mid flight turn and have it just like self. But it's weird because I've thrown it backhand and thrown it pretty flat, thrown it like I think for me, pretty flat is mostly hyzer. Like it's just a less severe hyzer. So like it is what it is.
Yeah, yeah,
But
yeah. Yeah.
it wouldn't really it doesn't flip up, and it is a little dumpy. Like it finishes harder than a harpoon does. Um but if you
Interesting.
throw it with Annie or flat, like actually flat, it'll hold that the whole time and then just like finish back
Oh.
straight. So it's weird how like you can make it overstable, but it's not always overstable.
It's not naturally as overstable as they were intending for it to be.
No. Yeah. And that's like for me, that that type of disc, the zone, the tactic, the razor claw, I'm wanting a disc that I don't mind if it does turn. Like that's okay. But I'm using it to self-correct and fight back and finish hard 95% of the time. Like unless I really crank it over on accident, like if it's a bad release into a headwind, understandable. Like, but I'm wanting a disc that I don't have to think about my angles so much as power and aiming to get it to just dump to the left or right.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. Interesting. So you threw the Artemis. Was there anything else that was newer or that you're maybe testing out in your bag?
I did get the Charlie Mad Cat through that one
Ooh,
today. The Altu, I think it's Alta Goose tournament open that they are making them. They made them for.
for
It is,
the oh, okay. Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
it is absolute money. It is so
Yeah.
nice. It is so good.
Is it straighter or more
Way
stable
straighter,
than
way
the
straighter. Not way straighter, but
way
like
straighter?
it. It is way straighter. Yeah, like it.
Oh,
It's so good. If I wanted to mold minimalize in my bag, I could probably take out my Brazos and just go three Mockingbirds, three Mad Cats. I I really don't need the what's the super overstable one? The Chupacabra. Like
chupacabra.
I really don't need it. So like if I want to completely minimalize, just not have it.
Yeah.
But I
I
could
don't
have that
use
in
it
there.
in normal rounds, but I have it in a tournament just in case you need that shot kind of
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
But that's super cool to hear because like I have thrown the Mad Cat a few times backhand lately, and it's just more stable than I give it credit for. Like
Yeah.
I tried to throw it on Annie, and it didn't like
It doesn't
turn
turn. Yes,
when I threw it on
exactly.
Annie.
It'll
It
hold.
kind of just like straight. Like no, it didn't even hold. It just straightened out
Yeah.
and then faded.
Yes.
It was
Yeah.
weird. Like
It's like a
either I threw
true.
it very poorly, but it was just like I wanted to throw. I threw it on Annie, trying to get it to kind of force over and
Yeah.
then fade out, and there was no forcing over. It just like flattened.
Yeah. No, it's
Yeah.
the Mad Cat. The two that I have in the alpha plastic are a true 0 and then like 2 to 2.5 fade. Like they are not flipping up, they are not turning like big S turns. This Charlie one feels a lot more like a overstable escape where it's like
Mm,
it's not like if you put on enough hyzer, it's not really gonna like flip up, but like you can force it over and get very tight natural S lines with its flight. Like it's gonna hold up to a lot of
that's
torque.
sweet.
It's gonna you can get it to turn, but you know it's always gonna come back, and it's just like it's so nice. It gets a little bit extra like glidiness to it, but I think that's a lot to do
Mm,
with the fact that it does actually like turn mid-flight instead of just fighting out and
dump.
wanting to get to the ground. Yeah. So
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I'm super
And you
excited for
said
that one.
it's the Charlie Plastic is like more comparable to Champion
It's
in
like a
terms of
softer sea lion.
look.
Yeah.
What would you compare the actual feel of the plastic more to?
I'd say just like trilogy lucid, like the stock
Yeah,
lucid, where
I
it's
like
like
Lucid, dude.
it's good. It's good.
It's just good. It's just
Yeah.
good.
It
I like it better than Z. I like it better than Champ.
yeah. Like for me, like when I hold a Z or a champion disc, it feels
It's too
stiffer
stiff.
and I know
Yeah.
it's gonna be overstable. Like that compared to
Yes.
a star, like it's a tier above. This is like
Yeah.
not necessarily the opposite, but you have the alpha, which is stiffer and more overstable, and then the Charlie is like just a little bit more give, a little bit more gummy. Like when you rub your finger over the top, you feel your thumb kind of like indent slightly. So it's really good. I like it.
Interesting. So compared to Founders, is it
Um,
just the same feel, just without the metal flake?
it's less stiff. It's less stiff. Founders the the metal flake adds some stiffness to it, but not
Okay.
much. Not much. Just a
Yeah.
little bit.
Cool, cool.
Yeah. So
Nice.
I
Well,
really
I need
like
to
it.
still get my Q3 allotment,
Yeah.
and I still need to get my team shirt and patch.
Yeah.
But the Charlie Mad Cat it was second on my list behind the Artemis. But now I don't
Yeah.
even need to mess with the Artemis.
I don't think so. The harpoon I have two harpoons. I have the D2 one and the alpha one. And those are my go-to kind of approach slash state like stable mids in my bag.
Yep.
So
Cool.
yeah, it's been fun.
Well, last in the bag piece before we jump to what we're looking forward to this week.
Mhm.
Uh, I teased for a while now the prospect of me changing putters.
Mm,
I have report.
okay.
Art thou
Spill,
ready for my report?
spill the beans.
I got myself a few jackrabbits,
Okay.
which is the flight numbers on it are 3303.
No,
I giving it flight numbers, I would give it like a 2203.
I
Like
could see
they
that.
are in fact very stable.
Yeah.
They don't get glide, and I
Yeah.
don't think it's a 3 speed. Just like the Copperhead is a 3 speed. The
Yes.
Jackrabbit's a two
Yeah.
speed to me.
It's
But
definitely deeper. Yeah. Beefier hand feel, slower through the air.
yeah, and it is very rounded, like
Hmm.
to the point where it's just kind of like bulky.
Yeah.
And I got five of them in the V1 plastic.
Yeah.
And I was super excited because I wanted something that was going to be more stable than the inner core for putting and kind of just, jam it into the chains. My report is that it didn't work for me.
Yeah, that's
I was
okay.
very excited, and I played around with um, Tina Oakley and Erica Stinchcomb. Shout out to them if they end up listening to this episode because they both follow the podcast now and
Oh,
they follow
nice.
us on Instagram, which is pretty sick. Uh, so shout out to them. The first round I ever played with them was up at Beaver Ranch that morning, and then I played in the afternoon with them, and I used the Jackrabbits, and I was missing everything inside of or outside of 10 feet. Like I
Yeah,
was missing 15 footers because one, the plastic was very bouncy.
yeah,
Like the V1 plastic, it would just like hit the chains and just like bounce off. Like I couldn't make a putt. But two, it just had I had to spin it so hard to get the glide that I needed or that I wanted,
hmm,
and I just had a hard time with it. Couldn't figure it out.
yeah,
So I have one in the bag that I throw just for fun because it is kind of a fun putter to throw because it's so stable. Like you
yeah,
can throw it on tight flex lines and it's
yeah.
it's more
It,
stable than the copperhead for sure to
yeah.
me.
Way
Uh,
more, way more.
yeah, like the copperhead is still my go-to. I use it for everything, and could I don't need a jackrabbit in my bag, and I have hardly thrown it, but
Yeah.
uh, I knew I wanted something different than the inner core in terms of just like having a slightly more stable finish, something I know I can aim to the left center of the basket and it's going to fade into the center of the basket. Whereas the inner
Hmm.
cores were starting, I had to put like a lot of hyzer on them, and so I just kind of became inconsistent with my putt.
Yeah.
Granted, I need to just get new ones, which I left them at the warehouse when I worked at the warehouse last. Uh, but I grabbed my links
Nice.
and I putted with those for the last 2 weeks while I was gone, and I
Fell back in
missed
love.
them.
Yeah. Good.
Oh, I missed my links so much. I my purple ones,
Yeah.
my purple swirly ones.
Yeah.
I was putting with the hard link, and it was. I mean, I still suck at putting,
Yeah.
but
We all do.
I didn't. I guess maybe not suck. I still struggled, but I felt like I struggled less.
Good. Good.
For instance,
It
I
was
would
not it was
miss a
not the putter that was
20.
messing up. It was just you.
Correct, but it
Yeah.
just gave me a little added confidence. I missed multiple like 20 to 25 foot putts for birdie while I was in Oregon,
Yeah.
but I also made several 30 to 45 foot putts for par. And those par putts just felt like straight cash coming out of the hand. Like it
Nice.
was nice. So my putting report, I tried the Jackrabbit, and it wasn't for me,
Yeah.
which just shows that putting is all about finding the putter that you feel confident with, because you can make any of them work, but
Yeah.
finding the plastic you like, what feels good in your hand, and what you feel like you can replicate the same putting motion the most. And the links just felt home. It was
Yeah.
good.
Perfect. Good.
So that's my report.
Nice. Um, so that's gonna wrap up the in the bag. What are you looking forward to disc golf wise this upcoming week, few days?
I don't have any plans presently to uh, play any disc golf. I'm going to try to sell some discs and my bags that I've been needing to sell for a while now
Yeah.
because I need to recoup some funds.
Yeah.
Fund with a D, which is not very fun. Uh, but then I have the Colorado State Championships coming up here in a month or so.
Nice.
So that'll be the next thing I am looking forward to.
Yeah. What
Forward
courses
to
what courses are those at again? Is it the Fort
uh,
Morgan?
upper Upper Badlands and
Bird's Nest?
Adams Hollow.
Oh, Adams. Okay.
I feel like my pool they're not doing at Bird's Nest
No.
anymore. They might
But
be. I don't know. I heard or I was talking to Kyle Harrigan. He said that things were changing. Which, uh, side note, Kyle would be a great person to have on the pod.
yeah. I would
That
love
dude
to
is
like,
connected. He's
yeah,
so awesome.
the background on like TD stuff, because
NADGT, yeah. So let's put a pin in that. We'll talk about that a little more.
yeah,
But yeah, I'll talk to Kyle. I work with him in the warehouse
cool.
sometimes. So well, actually, he works at the warehouse, and when I work at the warehouse, I'm working with him.
To see
So
him. Yeah, perfect.
yeah. So you've got a new course. Is there anything else you're looking forward to coming up?
In 2 weeks, I'll have a tournament. So not this coming weekend, but the next, I'll have a 1 day, 2 round tournament. Um, so I'm planning
Where's that
tomorrow,
at?
La Mirada. So I'm hoping to get
Sweet.
revenge on the last time I played there.
Yeah, buddy.
I dropped down to MA2 to hopefully. I don't think I'm sandbagging because I know I'm not that good. Just to give myself a little bit more competitiveness, be closer
Yeah.
to competing for like actually playing for something instead of just going out there and paying for a played playing round. So
Yeah.
playing MA2, playing both lakeside and backside. So I'm gonna go out tomorrow and they have their like weekly tag matches out there and gonna get some practice. So excited for
Sweet.
that. Yeah,
That's awesome. Very
perfect.
cool. Well, we
Yep.
decided we're going to change up our 2 minute drill to be what we're looking forward to since there's not always a drill or something that we need to work on.
We're
So
always
our
working on
fourth
our
and final
game, so it
segment,
doesn't yeah.
yeah, our fourth and final segment was kind of just going to be if there's stuff that we're looking forward to slash what's on the horizon for us
Yeah.
slash potential recap of like a previous week's
Mm-hmm.
fourth segment.
For sure. For sure. So
So
let us know in the comments. What are you looking forward to coming up this week or next, or what your next big tournament is, or anything that you're working on. We love hearing from you guys. So thank you for listening. There's another episode of the Left Hand Backhand, and we'll see you guys next week.
lefties out.